Hello and welcome to Keys to Joyful Living. And this is the podcast and book anthology that is our project for 2024. And I am Marianne Pack, your host, and I am a spiritual medium, best-selling author, joy advocate, and publisher at Envision Greatness Press. So I just wanted to introduce you to our newest author that has said yes to Keys. And this is Melissa Trinci. Welcome, Melissa. I'm so pleased that you came and said yes to being in Keys Project and, sharing with other authors and in this collaboration. And we're going to talk a little bit about your why you said yes, what you do, and how what do you want to experience during this project and that kind of thing. So as I go through these different authors that say yes, I want you to feel into, if you're an author, if you're a therapist, anyone who is a service provider, a product provider, we're looking for people who hold those keys to joyful living for their clients and customers, because we all have these processes and tips and tricks and hacks and things that are those keys that help our clients and customers live joyfully, whether it's fixing your home a certain way, the energy, the feng shui, whether it's life or spiritual coaching, whether it's you're a physical well-being coach, and I'm calling that my body, my partner. So those coaches will be, we're interested in having a segment on those, business and finance, money mindset. So there's so many ways that you coaches and therapists can be, service providers and product providers can be in Keys to Joyful Living. So let's jump right in, Melissa. Who is Melissa and what good do you bring into the world?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for offering this opportunity for authors to come together. I think this is amazing. And thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
So, Melissa Trinci, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a healer, and I'm a coach. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I own several businesses that I've been growing over a decade. And I also coach. I coach in mindset, I coach in business. And what I bring to the world is the message that you should keep dreaming, keep moving forward, keep growing. You can't grow professionally without growing personally. And for a generational cycle breaker, I've come out of much dysfunction in the world. And it's my pleasure to talk to other cycle breakers and let them know that they're not alone and that you could actually get into your unconscious mind, rewire your neural pathways, release all of that trauma and that past that can hold you back and step into those dreams that have been burning in your heart your whole life. Because I'm doing it. I am here to tell others that you can do this because I am. And it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And so, you already jumped ahead a little bit with that.
Sorry.
No, not at all. It's a very exciting time to be together on this show. So, I always say our mess is our message. So what we've worked through, that mess that we have worked through, like you were talking about, some of those things you carry forward from the previous generations I call them indoctrination because they're things that we're trained in that aren't really for our highest good anymore. And we have to release some of those. We have to evaluate. So as you work through that mess, usually that's kind of what we end up providing for customers or clients. That's what we build our entrepreneurship around, our business. So as you think about your mess to your becoming your message, what was that mess? What did you go through? And then kind of give us a glimpse of how you worked through it and then what you're doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I come out of a long line of dysfunction, and my whole life was wrapped around a variety of traumas, big T, little t, all the T's, all the T. And I had gone through many modalities of healing. Again, spiritual, emotional, physical. I was actually diagnosed with fibromyalgia probably about 7 years ago, and I knew in my heart and in my gut that it was due to this trauma that I could not release. Our body holds on to that in a physical sense, and I was being triggered constantly. I had gone through years of therapy, which had helped, but only brought me so far. I had gone through many things that have only brought me so far. And then I found this wonderful coach who brought me through this process of actually unlocking your unconscious mind, meeting those different parts of yourself. It's a lot of inner work, a lot of inner child work, a lot of meeting your emotions where they are and learning how to differentiate and allow them to flow, and then diving into those belief systems and actually changing your neural pathways to understand that our brains are so malleable and that we're not stuck is so liberating. And as I was going through that work, I knew that I needed to get trained in this work also and bring this to the world. I've always um, taught meditations, again, the Reiki. I've always had this streak of healing within me my whole life. And this just made sense to me because as I was going through that process, it took about 6 months. I could feel it physically. I went from being diagnosed with fibromyalgia and being told, you just have to take these medications for the rest of your life, and not even being able to go on hikes with my family without being exhausted, worn out, dealing with days of pain after, to doing this work and then being able to go on those hikes. Like that was like, I can share some pictures at some point on my social media. I could cry thinking about it. The first hike I was able to go on, and the only pain I felt is because this girl was out of shape. It was not that, bone pain that I was feeling previously. There was not that deep exhaustion anymore. And I was like, this is beautiful, and this is what I need to bring to the world because there's so many people suffering, and they don't understand that we have that power to unlock that in ourselves. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't want to keep jumping ahead, but I get so excited about
Absolutely.
this.
I'm uh, I'm so right there with you because there's so much of the toxic beliefs that I had for years that made me such a sick, even from childhood. It's amazing how much we hold within our bodies and all the negativity and the fear and the guilt and the shame that's heaped on you because you're not doing it right according to the dogma that you've been indoctrinated in. And that just created so much illness in my body for years. And then crashing it in my mid 30s and having to seek natural help because the drugs and the surgeries weren't working anymore. And it was affecting my mental capacity to the point where I couldn't function. I didn't know where I was when I was driving with my little boys in the back seat. So that scared me into knowing I had to ask for different kind of help. And like for you, you probably asked for help and found this coach who could
Yeah.
start you on a healing path.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely, 100%. It's being willing to pivot and step out of your comfort zone and seek different modalities of what does this look like, and really being willing to understand that deeper side of yourself also. And the work I do, it starts at the beginning. Like we're starting at the beginning, those influences early in your life, let's meet those and release whatever we're holding on to, because that's so important. And it's different from therapy in the sense that you don't need to relive all of your traumas, you don't need to talk about your story. It's literally, I'm guiding you in a way to access those parts of yourself and to truly learn how to resource yourself, heal those parts, become more integrated. And it's so beautiful and so powerful. And, my first thing was, why are we not teaching this to kids when they're younger? Like, we should just know how to do this. This is amazing. And what a different world we would live in if we were able to release that shame, that guilt, if we could stop fighting with our conscious mind and our unconscious mind going at it all the time. That's where a lot of that exhaustion comes from. And then to really be able to step into those dreams and our authenticity and be who we were meant to be. My gosh, what a beautiful world that would be.
Oh yes. Yes, if we could get to the point where we released that resistance because we're just standing in our own way. Our
Mhm.
inner being is always calling us, come this way. And we're wandering off in the bushes somewhere else,
I know.
licking our wounds. instead of going, oh, this is a happy path. We are here to experience joy, and
Mm.
it can be a happy life. So, um, you know, let's just jump into and ask, why did you say yes to being in this particular project at this time? Why was it important for you?
Yeah, so everything happens for a reason. One of my belief systems, I've always been a writer since I was at a young age, loved to write, would pour my heart out. And I was told that I would never be an author, I would never be a writer. So one of the things that I've been exercising recently is allowing my nervous system to become accustomed to the fact that I am in fact a writer. I have been writing my whole life. I have done blog posts, I've done all the things. I have not written a book. I did co-author a book this year, and then I saw you mention this book, and I was like, what another amazing opportunity to come together with like-minded individuals who are trying to bring these keys of joy to the world. We're trying to show other people the possibilities of a beautiful life that you want to live is possible. It's there. We can help you along those lines. And to be able to partner with a bunch of other authors who are bringing different perspective, because what worked for me might not work for another person. What worked for you might not work for another person. Or you might just be at a different stage and need a different modality at that time. Um, and it speaks to what I'm trying to bring to the world right now. I always say to build a fulfilling life. That's kind of been my thing. And you're talking about the keys to joyful living, and I was like, that is exactly what I want to do. This is meant to be. I'm in it. I'm here for it. I'm ready.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. I had Unmuted Voices was previous year, and just having all of those authors together in that program, and in that project, and just just the camaraderie that we developed even within our group with author meetings and get-togethers and networking and Q&As and updates, just even that, being able to be together with each other because we're always learning. And the other thing is that a lot of times these anthologies end up being very therapeutic for the authors themselves because they think they've worked through a lot of their mess and they're teaching their message now, but yet they're peeling new layers back that they never dreamed of, because that was such an eye opener even in Unmuted Voices. Some of the authors just kept saying, oh my gosh, I thought I had done the work on this project, on this particular area that I want to talk about, and I'm finding more is being revealed to me, and I can release even more. And changes in their family dynamics, changes in their business, they expanded their visibility and their impact in the world. They expanded their businesses, so their income increased. And it was just so thrilling to watch how just being in a podcast and anthology was such a powerful, life changing experience for each of them. Each of them have things that they can say that they saw improve in their life. So, for you, what are you looking forward to as we journey together on this Keys to Joyful Living path?
Yeah, so exactly what you're saying. The camaraderie alone, we are more powerful together. When you bring a bunch of like-minded individuals together, it just exponentially increases the amount of good you can do in this world. It's been proven. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's just amazing when you come together to do such a thing. It's just so much more powerful. And I want to say, yes, I love the fact that I can continue to grow. This is a growing experience for me. I always tell, even my clients, as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. We attract like attracts like, and our unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between me bringing you through an exercise and doing it for myself. So we're doing this work together. And how beautiful is that you can continue to move those layers, and get a little deeper and see what else is next, new and exciting. I also have been spending the last, almost 10 years building my businesses, and just really focused on that. And I keep putting the coaching and the healing to the side. So I've really been taking that a lot more seriously in the last year and a half or so. And putting myself out there is so much harder than putting the businesses out there, guys. I know there's people out there be like, oh yes, when I'm putting out the business names, I'm all for it. I'm talking about me and my team. When it's Melissa Trinci, it's like, the unconscious mind starts freaking out, right? So I've been working through all of that. And so this is a great opportunity for me personally to put myself out there and own
Yeah.
the gifts and talents that I have and really be able to put myself out there and reach so many more people and touch more lives in whatever way, even if it's just hearing this, hearing us talking, you never know.
Hmm.
I always tell my kids, even smiling at a stranger as you're walking through the day could completely change someone's day. You just really never know. So I'm taking that a lot more seriously. And this is an opportunity to do that. Put myself out there, put my message out there, inspire other people to heal, grow, change families, change their lives, change their businesses, their careers, whatever that looks like. Yeah, I think that's it. I get caught up in the passion. I'm like, let me not ramble.
Oh, yeah, we're good ramblers here on this show. And I love that you mentioned about, being together with like-minded people, and just as I say on the um let me find it. I just was trying to find that link. This is where you can go read more and find out more information. And there's a video at the top, and it kind of walks you through the program. And but the like-mindedness to me is, we're not like-minded with each other. It's like our inner being's mind. So all these beautiful individual authors are coming together to share who they are as individuals, as lights in the world, and as doing the work that they are called to do, because we're always called to do this work. That's why most of us are so passionate about it, because we're called to it. And who's doing the calling? Those souls who want what we have. You wouldn't have a calling if there was no one calling you. So it's not somebody like you, it's you. That's why you feel this urge, this need to serve in a joyful manner and bring those keys to other people, so that they have the hope that, oh, if she did it, I can do it. That's where this true joyful serving comes in. It's no longer sacrificing and, oh, just building a business, and you know it's actually for a purpose, for people to live more joyful lives. So I love that. And where can people find you, Melissa, if they want to connect with you?
Yes, so on my website, www.melissatrinci.com, and on most social medias, it's at Melissa Trinci. And I'd love to connect and hear your guys' story and hopefully inspire you with my own.
Awesome. And these links will be in the show notes, so you can find her. You have a little gift or something, don't you?
Yes, so I do have a free gratitude journal. Gratitude for me is just the foundation of doing all of this work. In order to get into the state
Mhm.
of gratitude, just allows you the space to move in the direction that you're trying to move in. Changes your energy, it changes your mindset, it changes everything. It's quantum, it just changes the world when we're able to step into that level of gratitude. So, one of the gifts I have available is to just start journaling in gratitude and what that looks like, and really understand what that feels like in your body, and to be able to hold on to that a bit longer.
Absolutely. I'm a big gratitude appreciation person, just like my gratitude journal. It's a big book that you can journal in. So I love that you're offering a free option too. And I'll put again that the link to where you can actually find that particular free journal from Melissa. So I just thank you so much for joining me today and sharing why you answered the call to come into be to joyful living, keys to joyful living. You can find more information, like I said, on our website, envisiongreatness.com/apply. There's you can read testimonials from other people who've worked with me. So you know that I have expertise in this. Our Unmuted Voices launched as a bestseller. So I'm looking forward to Keys to Joyful Living also following suit. and just come in, at least look at this page, share it with somebody who you think, oh, this would be perfect for. Please share this link, and come and apply, and then you'll be able to see all the, how we kind of are going to process through this. We're looking forward to having the podcast recordings all during next year for 2024, and then we're planning right now to publish the anthology next November. So we've got a year to work on this and be together. And if you're feeling that tug, if it's something, then check it out at least, and apply. And then I just encourage you all to share this. Please share this with somebody that you feel would just really, really benefit from being in a project like this. Being out there, becoming an author maybe for the first time. And sometimes this is a really good way to tap your toe in the water. If you want to become an author, but you're not quite ready to write your own book, being in an anthology is an excellent way to have just your chapter, and it's much more easy to handle. And like Melissa was saying, you kind of let your physical body and your nervous system adjust, because then this chapter may end up spurring you on to writing your own book. Doesn't have to be, but that may be the calling, the next calling for you. So, Melissa, do you have anything else you would like to share with our audience before we wrap it up?
I just want to say thank you. And just to reiterate, if you're feeling that tug, if you're feeling like, oh, maybe, and then you're talking yourself out of it, I would explore that a bit and take a chance and click that link and apply and talk to Mary Ann and see if it's a good fit for you. But don't walk away. And you're talking about how we're all lights in the world and how much brighter it is when we come together and just be able to shine that light a little brighter. I think it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we're all shining these different lights and they're just flashing out there. So more people are affected. And I even, just real quick, I loved how you talked about, it's not your work is actually, when you work with a client, you're preaching to the choir. You
Yeah.
tell it yourself first. Um, but as you're working through it, you're also reaping the benefit because you're working through it with them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a big difference, than just somebody throwing stuff out there and it's just for building a business and money. It's actually a heartfelt, it's something that you're passionate about, and I love that. And that's why I started Keys to Joyful Living, is because I'm passionate to get in the hands of more readers these keys that actually create the environment for that happy, and joyful living. So thank you again, Melissa. I so appreciate you. Go to the website envisiongreatness.com/apply. It's real easy. Like, comment, and share this. Thank you again. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, guys.